everyone, welcome back to the range. Got an armor test for you today. This is a level 4 model 1145 plate from RMA Armament. This is one of their newer lines they just released. This is a 10 by 12 model. Weight on this guy is 7 pounds 14 ounces, so very close to 8 pounds. Today we're going to see what kind of torture this will take. As far as testing goes, we're going to start with our M2 AP out of our M1 Grand. It should stop one of those no problem. We also have some M80 A1, some P80 black tip 308, some M855 A1 as well, and some of our super fast Independence M193. Depending on how much room on the plate there is, we might get all of these, we might not. We'll use our clay briefcase as always. The clay is right around 75 degrees. I'd like it around 85 for a better representation of Backface. Again, my demonstrations are more of a real world test, and I use the clay just as a compressible media for the backing. You should never completely rely on my tests to make your decision on purchasing body armor. You should always, refer to official ballistics tests and NIJ certifications. This plate is pending certification. I'll put a link in the description below, but there's actually a list that the NIJ keeps of all the manufacturers and model numbers that actually have paid to have their plate be certified and or compliant with whatever specification NIJ is current at the time. Currently it's NIJ 06. We'll be at 45 feet. Pro Kono Pal Kono, as always, it's maybe 12 degrees outside. I've had the ammo sitting in an insulated cooler along with the body armor and the clay, so they're pretty much at ambient. They're obviously going to start to cool off as they've been out here longer. So up first, we'll use our M2 AP. This is some SL53. This has a steel core. We should be rocking a little over 2,600 feet per second on these. I know NIJ calls for 2,880, but they typically hand load their cartridges to achieve those velocities. So again, this is more real world. Also, I'll put in some footage real quick here. I'll splice it in. Since this is NIJ 06 certification pending, we figured we'd do a drop test. So I built a drop test rig. We dropped our plate there twice on its face before we did this testing. So the rig that you see in front of you, I built these plans off of the NIJ 06 specifications for drop test. Essentially, you have a 48-inch minimum height to the center of the plate. You have a wood or steel box that contains 10 pounds of backface clay, and then you drop the plate face first onto the ground, 3 inches or thicker cement, and a sturdy platform here. So we have this heavy duty steel plate here, we have this wood thing here, so it's pretty sturdy, and we're just going to drop it on its face 2 times, and then we're going to go shoot it. So here's the first drop. It should fall forward by itself. That's one. And now 2. And now we'll go shoot it. We're going to go for the upper right of the plate. Velocity was 2640. For giggles, we'll hit the other side of the plate as well. $27.32. Let's go see what this did. Okay, here was shot number 1, and here was shot number 2. We're a little close to the edge there. It's hard to dial in some of these shots sometimes, but let's see what happened. There is no penetration. Here's the back of the plate on shot number 2. That's got the biggest dimple on it. I think we were closer to the edge, and that's why there's got more back face. Shot number 1 over here, it's further down the plate, and there's barely any dimple there. Back face, again, like I said, this is a representation, not an actual 100% measurement. Shot number 1 was 8.22 millimeters. Shot number 2 was 21.67 millimeters. So level 4 is ready to stop one of those, and that's it. We stopped 2, and we've got more room on the plate, so let's try a couple other threats while we're here. Our next 2 rounds, we use the fastest M193 I've ever chronographed, which is our Independence M193. And then we actually have some Lake City M855A1. These are not reloads. These are original Lake City. We should get good velocity out of the 20-inch barrel on both of these. We're gonna go for the middle of the plate. .32, .36. That was the M193. 30-16 for the M855A1. Our M193 was right here. Our M855A1 was right here. We're really tearing this plate up, but there is no penetration. I don't even feel any dents in the back of this plate. There's maybe 5 millimeters there on the M193, and there's literally nothing over here on the M855A1. So you know, everybody online always talks about how ceramic plates are single hit only. I think we're kind of proving that otherwise. I mean, we've taken 4 hits. 2 of these are the standard for level 4. 2 of these are more your special threat that usually level 3 plus can handle. We just wanted to test it against level 4 because I don't think a lot of people test it, and it's held up fine. Let's step up to that specialty 308 and see what's going to happen. The final 2 rounds for testing. On the left is M80A1. This has a steel penetrator and copper core. We're right around 30-50 feet per second. It's a 130 grain projectile. On the right is 152 grain steel core. P80. This is commonly mistaken for M61 online and is sold as M61 online, but after, you know, some research, because hey, you heard it on the internet, it must be true, this is P80. I think FN designed this as an alternative to M61, and this is actually Israeli manufacturer. Okay. We'll shoot the M80A1 first. We have the plate rotated on its side because we're running out of room to take some shots, but we'll see what's going to happen. Velocity was 29.76. Knocked my plate over. Let me go fix it. We fix the plate. Now we'll take our P80 shot. Velocity was 27.43. Let's go see what we did. Here was our M80A1 shot. We knocked our carrier over. And then right down here was the P80 black tip. What do you guys think? No penetration. There is a dimple here from the P80, the M80A1, little dimple, but not much. As far as backface goes, there really isn't any from the M80A1. The P80, 12 millimeters. Now, like I said, this clay is a lot firmer than it typically is, so you're probably going to see more backface deformation in an actual NIJ test. But these are nothing to write home about, especially since the dimples in the back are pretty insignificant. So now that we've shot this, it's stopped all of the special threats that I have for it. Let's take it home and we'll do a wrap up there. We'll peel the cover off and try to look at this ceramic plate and everything. So we came in out of the cold so we can tear this plate apart. I just kind of want to see what different materials are used to make this plate up. The cover has seen better days. Tons of ceramic everywhere. Here's some jacket fragments from the M80 A1. Here's the foam cover for the ceramic. Needless to say, there's not many solid pieces of ceramic left. Looks like for the most part there's a very thin foam edge there, so the ceramic strike face pretty much goes to the edge of the plate, so that's a good thing. True 10 by 12. And that's just all the ceramic. I did tear the rest of the cover off the plate in about halfway through the PE backer. This was the second shot of the M2 AP round. You can see that steel core sticking out there. End is broken off. I can guess that probably since we hit the first one and it started to crack the monolithic strike face, that the ceramic wasn't quite strong enough over there for the second one, but the PE backer still caught it. Amazing. Well, everyone, I think this plate definitely lived up to its value versus performance aspect. NIJ level 4 states it only has to stop one round of M2 AP. We stopped two. We stopped the really fast M193, M855A1, M80A1, and the black tip P80 308 armor piercing as well. I would like to try to get my hands on some M993 tungsten core to see if that would defeat level 4 body armor, but like I said, I'm kind of liking the performance of this plate. We even dropped this plate twice on its face from a rig designed after the NIJ drop test before we shot it. I'm sure the foam cover over the strike face helps this plate pass that test. As I mentioned, last I checked, this plate is still pending certification to be on the NIJ compliance list. As always, I'd like to thank the companies that provide us with these products to test, so definitely thank you RMA Armament for sending out one of these plates for us to test, and for everyone else for watching, so we can keep doing these tests and provide a little real-world demonstrations of what body armor is capable of. Until next time, everybody, take it easy.